Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to get my hair pulled back, get my hat off, get the staticky stuff unstuck from my face, and get my microphone and my ear bones on.
Yeah. Let's get our ear bones on.
Ear bones.
I've never heard anybody
I didn't say ear bones.
Yes,
I didn't say ear bones. I said earphones.
Oh, you said deerphones?
Earphones, deaf lady.
I thought you said ear bones, and I thought that's interesting. I'd never heard of that term.
I think we don't have any bones in our ear. I think that's just cartilage. Do you say cartilage or cartilage?
Cartilage, not cartilage. That's improper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
What is cartilage?
It's stuff that's just pliable bone.
Like, it's not bone, though. If you just took a skull, there aren't ears on it.
Well, but come on, it's all made out of the same stuff.
But same with your nose. But see, my ear seems a lot more malleable than my nose does.
Malleable?
So I assume it's different types of cartilage.
I'm malleable. Are you malleable?
No, less than usual.
That's a good
I'm just
spelling.
complaining about my back fat.
That's a good spelling word. Could you spell that, please?
I think I can. Hang on.
And then you can tell me what it means to you, like on a personal level.
malleable. Is that right?
Like all the times in your life when you've actually been malleable. Or what's the verb? What's the verb? That's strange. There's no verb for malleable that I can tell of.
Pliable either.
No, you can ply someone with liquor.
Oh, right. Right. But you can't mail someone? You can maul someone?
But that's
a different word.
That's like going to...
Oh, that's M-A-U-L.
Yeah, that's not going to the mall. You know, mauling someone would be taking them over to the mall.
We don't have any malls.
Oh, don't say that.
Do we
Come
have any
on.
malls?
Don't be silly.
Do you remember LB Bowen's in Chelsea?
Yeah.
Or it wasn't really in Chelsea. It was on Tunbridge, because my dad always called it the Tunbridge Mall.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Because you could get, you know...
Like what?
Sheetrock, nail screws, and sock monkeys, and lingerie from the 50s. And
what are sock monkeys? You mean the
those
socks?
Stuffed animal monkeys that are made of, like, wool socks.
You could get those with your sheetrock nails?
Yeah. Yep.
Interesting.
We've had this conversation before, because I said one of my favorite objects as a child was this little wooden totem pole that was hollow inside, and it had a little plug on the bottom, so it was a secret compartment. It was like it looked just like a little object of decor, but really it was a secret hiding place. And I would put my secret love note things inside of it.
Like what would they say?
it was just like, oh, Emily plus whoever I had a crush on or whatever inside of the totem pole.
But it wasn't like a mailbox, so it wasn't like somebody could come in.
No, it was just my own secret stuff.
Well, wouldn't it be a lot more fun if someone could actually come up and pick up the mail there?
I didn't want anyone to pick it up.
You know, somebody asked me, I want to tell you something.
Okay.
You won't believe this. Somebody asked me if I wanted to have a secret mailbox between us.
That sounds really romantic.
As an adult, they did this.
I love secret mailboxes.
And not like a real mailbox, because you wouldn't want the postman interceding with...
No. I love that idea. That was my favorite thing in like junior high. My secret mailbox with my junior high boyfriend. I think I may have liked that more than the boyfriend. Where was it? See, we both played basketball, which is ridiculous because this is my one experience with basketball. It was really bad. But the cool thing is, like, the girls' practice would go and then the boys' practice would go.
Okay.
And so the boys would be, it was in the old learning center in Tunbridge, which is a refurbished church. So it would have a big choir balcony on the top. And, like, the girls would kind of hang out there while the boys were practicing down in the gym below and then swap while you're waiting for your parents to come get you. But that's where everyone left their backpacks and their shoes and stuff. So we used to leave secret notes in each other's shoes. And I found that really romantic and a little bit stinky.
Wow. That's sort of like what St. Nick does. You know, St. Nick, if you leave your shoes out, you're going to get stuff like
oranges and walnuts.
Yeah. I mean, if you're lucky, you might get chocolate chips.
I don't think you should put chocolate chips in anyone's shoe. I don't think you should put anything that doesn't have a peel or an outer shell.
You could put it in a bag.
Oh, right. Okay, I thought you were just like pouring chocolate chips into someone's shoe. That would just be a bad idea, Kristina.
Well, you wouldn't. I don't think you'd use a plastic bag. You would probably use like a Waldorf school napkin. You know, like a cloth napkin.
I feel like some shoe stink could seep.
Well, okay. How about this? You put straw in the shoe. To sort of
you're going to buffer the shoe.
Layer of straw. Mm-hmm. Then you put the walnuts and the oranges or clementine. I think clementines are better. They're smaller because kids' shoes are tiny.
You're not going to fit an orange in a kid's shoe.
You're not. You're going to have to put it on the side, and that just doesn't have the same effect.
No.
Okay, and the chocolate chips in a cloth.
Well, I think we have it backwards. I thought you were supposed to leave gifts for St. Nick in your shoe.
No.
Like hay is for the reindeer.
No, you're mixing up Santa with St. Nick. St. Nick comes, you leave your shoes out for magic stuff to come in. If you don't leave your shoes out, there's no incentive for magic to come.
My shoes are always out. I have a lot of shoes.
Like you have a lot of clothes too. We talked about that last week. A lot of costumes.
I spent a lot of time this week getting rid of clothes, though.
You shouldn't count costumes as clothes.
I know exactly.
You don't get rid of your costumes.
No, I feel like those get a free pass. I can clean out my regular wearing clothes, but costumes are special.
That's like John's books.
He's cleaning out a lot of those too.
Whoa, what did you get rid of? Tell me.
This week?
Yeah.
Several boxes. He's still working. He got rid of the...
No, not him. I don't care.
Oh, me? This week I went through my exercise and dance clothes.
So spandex.
I got rid of a lot of spandex. The trouble is, so I have 2 or 3 tubs, like they're these giant totes, in our second spare bedroom, which is sort of turned into my extra closet. Why are you writing totes?
Because I was going to use...
totes exciting.
I love the word. I was going to use it. I was going to give it a different application.
Well, these are like big Rubbermaid buckets, and they come in different colors. You can only get them at certain hardware stores.
And then I get to say totes.
Okay, you can say
right?
totes.
Like totally. Like shorthand for totally. Totes.
Right.
So I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. It's fascinating about plastic tubs, and I'm glad on a Friday morning that we can just go deep immediately into plastic tubs and what you put them in them, and then what do you take out of them?
Well, I had maybe 4 of them.
Wow.
And they were full of... but the problem is it had gotten all mixed up.
Are you kidding?
No.
That's amazing!
Okay, I'm not totally sure which aspect of that you're really excited about right now. What?
I just can't believe you're talking about this. Go ahead. I asked you a question. I guess you're just answering it.
I'm just going to finish answering it. It won't be much longer.
Cool. I'm so interested.
Okay, well, I try to keep it all into the exercise and dance wear.
Sure, yes.
But somehow it also got mixed up with cozies, which is another word I call like sweats and sweatshirts and like sloppy pants.
Okay.
Those kind of things. I don't mean sloppy pants. I mean like floppy sweatpants, whatever. So cozy, then it morphed into dance, exercise wear, and cozies. And then cozies kind of work for pajamas too, so then all of a sudden pajamas started going in there.
I'm raising my hand.
You may.
I have a question.
Yes, Kristina.
What would you do if the world didn't have sweatpants anymore?
I don't know.
What would be a good substitute? What do
leggings.
people do?
I wear leggings.
No, before leggings. Before spandex. Before
pajamas. I don't know.
Well, let's just go deep. Let's take a deep dive into this.
You are very punchy this morning.
I just have this thing against sweatpants.
That's because you don't wear them.
I got rid of all my sweatpants.
I don't actually. That's the point of this. I got rid of most of my sweatpants too because I said, you know what? When it comes to floppy, sloppy clothes, I just wear leggings.
Yeah, because you have this thing about becoming frumpy. How you don't, as you age, you just want to make sure you want to cut it off at the pass.
I did. I nipped it in the bud.
You just do not want to go in the frump direction.
The other thing I threw away was all of my long flannel nightgowns.
Okay, that was good.
Because
I think that was excellent.
First of all, I don't even wear them. I used to wear them all the time, but now I just steal John's shirts. I just wear all John's shirts and my own leggings. So I haven't worn these.
When you progress to my level, you know what you're gonna wear to bed? You're going to wear the clothes that you wore during the day.
No, but you can't because I cannot sleep in jeans. I don't even know what you're talking about.
No, I don't mean I guess that's an exception.
No, that's fine. I sleep in, you know what, tonight, see these leggings that I have underneath here?
Yeah.
I'll just take off these knee socks and this skirt and I'll just sleep in those. And I have an undershirt. So I will sleep in that.
See, that happens. We get smarter as we age. We economize.
So I got rid of half of everything.
Nice.
So now I'm down to 2 totes. Just totes amazing.
Totes.
Yeah.
That's great.
And some of the spandexy things, you know, like when elastic wastelands make that crackling noise when you pull them?
Elastic wasteland.
Because the elastic's just shot to bubkiss. So I threw away all those.
That sounds like a comic book. Mm-hmm. Elastic wasteland.
And a lot of this issue was just organization. Because in there was thrown leg warmers and sports bras and bathing suits were all thrown into this too. So I said, you know what? This is not where leg warmers and sports bras belong.
Exactly. I would have said that. I would have pointed that out if you hadn't gotten to it.
That was my exciting day yesterday.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I had an exciting day too. I went to 3 different coffee shops.
Coffee shops.
Whoa. Well, actually, I'm lying.
Do we have 3 coffee shops in Vermont?
No, I went to one, and then I went to the other one twice. I went to the other one coming and going. So I hit it in the midday.
You had and then driving need for coffee yesterday?
I had chai lattes twice, and I had really good coffee the first. I had the coffee in the morning, and then I went to the latte in the afternoon, and I shot my wad.
Maybe you should get you should get like an espresso.
Was that rude?
I don't know.
Okay, just check.
I don't think that you and I have a very good concept of what is rude.
Or what is shooting a wad?
I think
we don't have any money.
I think I have a kind of concept of that, and I think it wasn't what you meant to say.
No.
But that's okay.
Well, we're female.
Yeah.
And we're poor, so we can't really shoot a wad. But anyway, as close as I could to shooting a wad, I did on all these fancy drinks yesterday. But I'm telling you.
I think you should get a fancy coffee maker, and then you don't have to do this.
Yeah, it's worth spending like $500. So save me some money.
John has a really cheap, nice stainless steel French press, and according to him, and he's a wicked coffee snob, it's amazing. So. Yeah,
someday I will aspire to that.
Do you not have one?
A fancy coffee maker?
I thought you just dump the coffee and wrap it in a little thing and stick it in your water.
I do. I mean, you just basically you need the coffee and you need a piece of paper. That's about all you need, and then it goes.
All right. I think maybe that is what I'll get you for Christmas because I think you will love it. It's so simple.
A French press?
Yeah.
I have a single cup French press that I offer my guests.
Is it like a pourable kind?
Yes.
Is it metal?
No. Yeah. Don't know. Maybe.
What?
It's small. It's not the big kind. You can't get 2 cups out of it.
John's looks like a little silver pitcher.
Oh, he's got the beautiful kind.
It's got like a
plunger
thing and then a plunger on the top.
Yeah. No.
I think you would like it.
They're nice, but you have to wait a little bit longer for those. Like if you want coffee
it's pretty
fresh out of the boiling water and your water boils and you're ready to go and it's there and you can
then
drink
why don't you just get instant coffee? Yeah.
You don't understand coffee at all.
My dad drank instant coffee always growing up.
That's why you don't understand.
I know, but then no. As soon as we moved out, my parents went to like everything nice. It's really annoying. Like we didn't have electricity growing up. Like, well, they had solar power, but we couldn't have hair dryers or microwaves or any of the girl things like hair blowers and curly things. And I don't even know what those things are, but and like half the time they'd be like, the red light's on, and everybody would have to run around freaking out, shut off every thing in the house, and then we'd just like sit in the dark. And then as soon as we all left the house, they got real electricity and satellite dishes and real coffee makers. And everything.
Guess why?
Everything.
Guess why? Because you got a job finally.
It had nothing. I didn't pay for it. It had nothing to do with me.
No, they didn't have to support your butt anymore.
What? They didn't support anything. They fed us like spaghetti. I don't understand.
And venison, as I understand.
Oh my God, so much venison.
And your father like tanned hides and put them on your poor little body that was like shivering in your bed. You told me about how your dad used to tan hides in the backyard.
But what's spotty on my bed? I have no idea. So no idea what you're talking about. Who's spotty?
No, I said your body. Your body.
We didn't have any hides on our bed.
What? I just thought your dad like covered you in skins.
No. He had his cow. I think his cow was named. I don't remember what his favorite cow was named, but he had that turned into his truck seat cover. That was nice. Very furry.
See, I'm not really so far off.
And then after it became like started to pull away from the edges, he trimmed it down, I think, and used it as a rug. Yeah.
Nice.
Manuel. That was the cow's name, I remember now.
No.
Yeah. And then there was Big Mama, who I remember the excitement of that month was she gave birth to a baby and then sat on it accidentally, and so it died, and everyone was really upset. That was upsetting.
I'm upset.
Because, that was going to be like a toilet seat cover or something, but...
I'm super upset. I was going to apologize to Butch for insulting him, and now I feel like I'm retracting it. It's good to retract things before you even say them.
Yeah.
That is something I wanted to talk about, self-improvement. Learning to stop not only what you say, but what you think before it causes havoc in your life. Oh. It's a useful skill.
Totes.
And, totes, man. Yeah, should we just skip up to the self-improvement section?
Sure, you better, because we're having some trouble today.
Okay. So the question is, did you improve yourself this week? I wanted to ask you.
I tried. I did, really.
Can you think of a time?
I tried to improve John, too, which is not always the wisest. But I just tried to improve the quality of our life, not so much myself, but I tried to make some new habits called, when I get something out, put it away afterward. Which I'm actually better at that than most of the other people in my house. But I've been learning to be lazy because the other people in my house don't put away things after they get them out.
I see. So that's kind of a superficial improvement.
Very superficial. And without yelling at other people, I've tried to start putting other people's stuff away too, instead of just yelling at them the whole time. Because you know what? The yelling at people for not putting their stuff away doesn't get you really anywhere. And I get that I do have to train my children to put stuff away, so some yelling can happen there, or not really yelling, but like disciplining. But yelling at John for not putting his stuff away is like completely pointless at this point. He's a grown man. My yelling at him is not going to make him put his stuff away. So I'm just... Yeah,
I think that rarely has the desired effect.
No, so I just pretty much said to myself, instead of complaining for the 100th time that John left the mayonnaise on the counter after he made a sandwich, I'm just going to put the mayonnaise away.
Yeah, sometimes that's okay. Like if you're the person who puts the mayonnaise away and you just take on that role. And he does stuff that you don't do. And so because somehow you can feel...
He totally does. And he picks up the slack for me in lots of other areas.
So it's balancing out. But on the other hand, if people aren't doing... if people aren't taking care of your space... You probably should just move them to a different house.
Well, no, for a long time I was like, I don't want to put the mayonnaise away. I don't want to put the toilet paper roll onto the thing. I don't want to do all these things because these are kind of classic female things that somebody in this house must be expecting that I'm going to do because I'm the female. But it's actually not that. It's just that everybody in my house is like total space case.
Yeah.
And they're slobby. And if I personally don't want the mayonnaise to go bad and other people just don't care, then I'm the one who's going to put it away.
Yeah, because, I don't think if you had daughters, they probably wouldn't listen to you either.
No.
So I don't think it's a gender issue.
It's not a gender issue.
It's just people not listening to you.
Especially not with John. I mean, John is pretty gender fluid, or whatever the word is. But I don't
think it's gender fluid for him.
Just
I think it's
spacey.
He's balanced. He's male female. He's got a nice wholesome balance to those parts.
And he takes care of a lot of my stuff that should be technically
okay. I think last
girly
week
things. So whatever.
Last week you were complaining about John a lot, and so I can see that you're trying to make up for it this week by saying what a great guy he is.
I said he was great. My complaint last week was unconditional love. It's annoying because then you get fat and you don't care.
Okay, listen. What? I did improve myself, okay?
I'm glad one of us did.
Several ways. Okay, one is I reflected on the fact that throwing the blind cat off the couch in the middle of the night because she was throwing up on me was not nice.
Cats usually land on their feet, blind or not, so I think it's okay.
She actually did. I was so impressed because after it happened, I felt bad. I really felt bad. I mean, I was reflecting on it like, really? You're going to throw a blind cat on the floor?
How old is Rosie?
She's old. She's 15 years old or something.
Okay, so like maybe she's not going blind because your house sitter sprayed her with Windex. Maybe she's going blind because she's old. Maybe it's her time to go blind.
I know, but just whether she's blind or not, I should not throw cats on the floor.
If something's throwing up on you, I think you can.
It was instinctive. I was like my animal self.
Yeah, get off me, vomit.
Yeah, totally. It was my only defense I could think of.
I forgive you. Wasn't time. I think Rosie forgives you too.
I couldn't be rational.
No,
it was the middle of the night. I mean, it's amazing I didn't.
Totally.
I don't know. I could have done worse things.
I know,
but I didn't. So anyway, that was a little self-improvement. I don't know how that turned into self-improvement.
You felt bad. That's why.
I felt bad. That was my self-improvement. Okay, let's go to number 2.
Okay.
So the pig farmers, they're always trying to annoy me and like idle their tractor at 11 o'clock at night and stuff. Well, so what I do now is when they come up the hill late at night, I turn the Christmas tree on. So they can see the beautiful tree from the pasture because it's so beautiful. And this is how we should behave at the Christmas time.
You're shooting them with your love gun.
Yep. And just on cue, the train is coming through town, and that means it's all coming together. All the goodness, Santa on the train. And Santa, even though he's fake, he comes.
What?
Fake Santa's coming?
I see the train.
And it makes you happy inside, doesn't it?
Kind of. Wow, it's going fast today.
Yeah, it sounds powerful.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 or 8.
Yeah, this is
Amtrak cars. Holiday season. They had to add a couple more cars to get people places, probably.
They feel so deeply that they have a mission at this time of year.
I have a mission. It's called I haven't done any Christmas shopping yet.
Yes, and so many sad children in the world that we must find and save.
Okay. You can't. It's too expensive.
Oh,
I would totally. You know what adoption is now? It's like.
Well, I thought you were going to say Christmas is too expensive. You're talking about adoption? We're talking about adoption?
You said save the children.
Oh, I wasn't thinking about it.
I've always wanted to save the children.
No, it was save the children.
The reason I ended up having children biologically is because it was so much cheaper.
You going to save your own?
Yeah, somebody. Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
I know. Okay, well, I wanted to save children, and it was going to cost like more than a house, and I couldn't.
Okay.
And you know what? You know what the government is doing now? They're usually... You can write off some of your adoption expenses when you adopt a child. Our lovely government is saying, like, no. So now less people are going to be able to afford to adopt a child.
Don't look at me.
I'm not looking at you. I'm just looking.
Okay, this is a perfect time for us to segue into a song called Devilish Mary.
Oh.
Now, doesn't that just somehow, I can't exactly explain why, but
Mary was so not a virgin. I'm sorry, but
okay. And I'm sure you're right about that.
Okay, so there's like two options here. Well, there's several options, I guess. There's like the actual story of Immaculate Conception.
The actual
There's
story.
the fact that maybe Joseph was like a total pedophile. Right? Because Mary was a teenage mother, yeah. She was like, and she's even younger than we think. I think she was like 13 or something, just absolutely shocking. And then, or Mary was like a super harlot, and it had nothing to do with Joseph. And
you could pick your story.
Maybe he was like her dad's friend.
What? Yeah, I guess
he wanted to like help her.
Let's just believe what makes us feel good.
I like the story. I like it. I'm just saying.
And you love Christmas music.
I do.
So how hypocritical is that?
I don't know.
Okay, Devilish Mary, here it is.
When I was young and in my prime, I thought I never would marry. But I met up with a pretty little girl, and sure enough, we married. Ring-cum-a-ding-cum-dairy, the prettiest girl ever I saw, and her name was Devilish Mary. Well, I was young and foolish, and she was just a girlie. We both agreed upon one thing, our wedding day was early. Ring-cum-a-ding-cum-dairy, prettiest girl ever I saw, and her name was Devilish Mary. We hadn't been married but about 2 weeks. She grew mean as the devil, and every time I'd look cross-eyed, she'd hit me in the head with a shovel. Ring-cum-a-ding-cum-dairy, prettiest girl ever I saw, and her name was Devilish Mary. She washed my duds and old soap suds, filled my bags with stitches. She let me know right from the start that she was gonna wear my breeches. Ring-cum-a-ding-cum-dairy, prettiest girl ever I saw, and her name was Devilish Mary. We hadn't been married but about 3 weeks. We agreed to be parted, and she packed up her old suitcase, and down the road she started. Ring-cum-a-ding-cum-a-dairy, prettiest girl ever I saw, and her name was Devilish Mary. Now if I ever marry again, it'll be for love, not riches. Gonna marry a girl about 3 feet tall, so she can't wear my breeches. Ring-cum-a-ding-cum-a-dairy, prettiest girl ever I saw, and her name was Devilish Mary.
All right. That was the famous Highwood String Band from Trumansburg, New York.
Cool.
Back in the day, that was what the music I grew up with.
I like it.
Well, some of it, anyway.
Sounds kind of like the music I grew up with, too. Yeah. Speaking of Devilish Mary, yesterday we were over at my sister's house, and my little 10-year-old niece was watching dance videos on YouTube of little girls dancing, and it was super inappropriate too.
Oh, you've mentioned this before.
I know.
This is kind of the
Well, she was, and they were super good dancers. I mean, these little girls were like great dancers, but they were wearing like little sports bras and booty shorts.
Ew.
And they were dancing like in a street and making this little video. And if they had been, of age, they would have been like totally hot and awesome, but they were little tiny girls. And I was like, why are they wearing bras and booty shorts and dancing in the street when they're like 8? They don't need bras. They won't need bras for like a while. So why are they? But the point is, all little girls watch this stuff now, and that's what they aspire to do and be. So she was dancing around. Never mind. I've totally... this whole story is not going to turn out very well.
I sort of had a question.
She was like, teach me some dance moves, Emmy. Yeah.
Well, you could teach her some moves that weren't those moves.
Right. But the point is I didn't. I taught her moves that were those moves.
Okay.
Because she was like, I want to learn how to do... She pointed to them and she's like, how are they doing that? And so I showed her.
Well, it's weird because the little girl doesn't think of it as having any... I mean...
No, I know they don't.
It's an innocent move.
But somebody taught them those, and then I felt horrible because she was pointing at it.
Tell me, what makes it inappropriate? Like, what is it about the movement itself? Is it a culturally created kind of...
I watch cultural, like, dances, African and Latin and stuff like that. They're they're very, like, hip gyrating, suggestive, but it's different. It's different.
The U.S. is so screwed up.
I know, and I don't. On one hand, I was like, I don't want her to feel like, and this is the way that you feel really good when you're dancing. You're expressing your body like almost sexually, but not. That's not what you mean. It's like there's a good way to channel your sexuality, and then there's like a dangerous way to channel it. And I feel like dancing is a good way. You can like let it all out there and you're not like out there doing creepy stuff.
Exactly. And it's this strange...
So I'm really conflicted about it.
It's a strange overlay that our culture puts onto those moves because they add, it's the addition of certain attitudes that...
But what I don't like is these little girls are dancing like this and it's on the internet and then maybe other people are watching it and being like...
I know, it's fueling pedophilia.
Right. But is that our responsibility to not...
I think you just have to model the right way to do it.
But anyway, so whatever. I taught her to do some dance moves. But the funny thing is, she was practicing, and then John started practicing, and then Jen got out her video camera, and we were filming them, and we were laughing so hard because they had like a little in sync dance thing, and they were both dancing like strippers, and it was kind of funny.
Wow!
It was also just horrible. So Jen was like, we were laughing so hard, but we decided we couldn't. She was going to post the funny dance video on her Instagram because John was dancing and Avery was dancing and Joseph was dancing in front of the Christmas tree. Wholesome American scene.
I'm going to have to look that up.
No, you can't. We didn't put it there because we were like, if it would just been John, it would have been funny.
Oh, okay.
But then there's a little girl dancing like a stripper, and again, we were totally conflicted about it.
Yeah.
And I don't really know. I don't know.
I think you just model who you are, and that's the best medicine.
I get very confused about what's right in that situation. I think that dancing that way is very freeing and really fun, and it is fun to express your body in that way, but there's a whole nother angle to it that I don't know if are women purposely contributing or are we just because we contribute to bad people's desires? Because we knowingly contribute, does that mean more than... What does it mean, Kristina? What is it like? I sometimes get very confused because I don't think it is our responsibility to hide ourselves, hide our bodies, hide our feelings.
Right, it's like wearing the hijab.
To not be raped or to not be stalked or to not... I don't think that's our responsibility. But what role do we play? Where does our responsibility lie? Okay, well, partly I think it's the architecture of clothing and how it's worn in our culture that sort of speaks that message of allure, that you have to be alluring all the time sexually. And so... Right, but I think there's nothing wrong with a woman feeling sexual without having to give herself. Like, I think that there are two different
right,
things.
but it's not really balanced. I don't think women.
No, it's not.
It's tipped to one side, shall we say? So I think that women have to just be able to express all types of feelings and behaviors, and so do men, and not have it be always about a fishing net. Who's going to catch who?
I think the difference is that I think both women and men should be able to wear whatever they want without being accosted by the other sex or anyone. But I think that right now is pretty one-sided. Men wear whatever they want.
No, they don't. They can't wear a skirt.
They
Look
can.
but no, think about it. If you walk down Main Street in South Royalton and you saw some guy with makeup wearing a skirt.
Yeah, but who would bully him? Not women.
Well, but think about this. It's so hypocritical. I can dress completely like a guy, completely, 100%, and nobody bats an eyelash. But if a guy dresses up 100% like a woman, it's still a huge deal, especially in rural Vermont. I mean, there have been a few exceptions. There have been a few farmers that wore dresses on tractors, and they were accepted by their community. But
what?
Yeah, there's some famous ones.
My dad wore dresses in high school because he had 4 sisters, and they had a dress code for women, but not for one for men. And so my dad, as a protest, just wore women's clothes.
That's cool.
Yeah, I know. He should do that again. It would be funny.
He's a free thinker.
Cute. I know.
I like that.
Well, when you grow up with 4 sisters, you kind of have some perspective, I think.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's not the women that are going to be attacking that guy wearing a dress on the street. It's not the women who are going to be like, stupid, whatever.
Right, but that's just that's the flip side of all the strange catcalling and so on that women get for dressing that way. So I just feel like if we could sort of neutralize our clothing a little bit for a while, I'm not
but
sure.
But if men are jealous that women can wear women's clothes and men's clothes, why are they attacking other men who are trying to wear women's clothes?
It's just the same reason that the guys that are homophobic are secretly having rendezvous in motels with 13-year-old boys,
Ew. Sorry.
It's hypocrisy.
I know. Sorry. It's whole thing just sometimes makes me so mad and so confused because I see so many people who really think they know how to fight it. Like, there's so many feminists out there online, especially, and I'm friends with most of my friends are very, very sure of how to fight this, but I'm not totally sure.
Well, that comes back to what I said originally when we started this conversation, which is I think that the most powerful thing you can do is just set an example of what you think is a balanced human being.
Well, I do feel hypocritical because sometimes I think 100% I think women should wear whatever they want or don't wear anything. I don't even care. I really don't care. And then other times I get that twinge, like I see these little 8-year-old girls dancing incredibly provocatively, and they're just mimicking older pop star women that they've seen.
Right.
But the point to sell records is to be really, really sexy. That's what's selling the records.
Well,
and so the little girls are mimicking this. And my first twinge reaction was like, no, little girls, don't do that. Don't do that. But why am I feeling that way?
Because you're right. You're right. But, raising a daughter, you have to provide her with not only, your own example, but with lots of examples of women doing stuff in a more balanced way.
I'm not raising a daughter. I'm raising sons, and that's, I feel like, even trickier because I want, like, they've got the big task here. Women kind of know how everything should be at the moment. It should be we shouldn't feel terrified all the time.
You think we have it easier?
No, I don't think we have it easier. I think being a man who's going to stand up to other men is going to be really, really, really hard.
Yeah, but if the culture is sort of supporting honesty and
I don't know if the culture is there yet, though.
Well, it is in pockets. It's like I think transparency is becoming more the norm.
That's good.
It's not that everything that's happening is right because there's mistakes and there's.
I'm just saying that women aren't aren't really on the chopping block to change right now as much. You know what I mean? It's men that need to do the lion's share of the changing.
I don't know. I don't quite agree with that because I think I have a struggle every single day of my life.
I do too, but like we kind of know how it's supposed to be, like how everything should kind of even up a little bit. Mm-hmm. But the men are still in kind of denial about that, so they're going to have to do this work of changing their minds and changing the minds of everybody else around them. Like we've been trying to do that for a long time, and that's just kind of like built into a womanhood, I think, at this point.
I think there's deeper levels of it that every woman, especially in a relationship, has to face in terms of standing up for being herself and speaking truth.
This is true.
Truth to power. Because men do have a lot of the power, and that's just the way it is. And we see it played out in relationships, personal relationships. And that's where we have a different kind of power to transform ourselves in our relationships or not, or to leave them.
Right. What are you looking at?
The clock.
Oh.
Because I'm a DJ who has to pay attention to the time. I was thinking about that. I'll
get there someday.
Yeah, if we ever videotape this, people are going to see what I do.
Most of everything.
I was thinking, what do I actually do when I sit here? I do look back there.
She does. I know. You have to know when we play music. I vaguely know when we play music. But.
Yeah, like sometimes you'll be talking and you'll be saying something really interesting, but I'll kind of be shuffling through my notes.
I can usually read your cues from now. Like,
well, it's
I can tell when you start to look, you start to squirm in your seat a little.
Yeah, but the thing is that when you're full speed ahead and you've got a whole train of thought, that's a good time for me to just look at my notes because I don't have to worry about what's going on air. You're taking care of everything.
Oh, you mean I'm just talking incessantly and not? I won't.
Yeah, but
it'll be a while. You don't have to. Yeah,
I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you. Thank you for being here and being my co-host. You're fabulous.
You're fabulous, Kristina. Play that music. What do we have this time?
Okay, we have, let's see what's on here. It says, your actions spoke louder. I have no idea what this is. I can't, I just selected this song this morning. Oh, I think it might be Mark Strusacker. Let's test it out.
Okay. His name always makes me hungry.
Remember a day, hey, when we were together. There was another, her whose style you prefer. We promised a real love that lasts us forever. Oh honey, your actions spoke louder than words. When you ran away, I went to the battle. I tried so hard to forgive and forget. Now that I'm gone, I hope you're happy. Or do you wonder, long for me yet? Remember a day, hey, when we were together. There was another, her whose style you prefer. We promised a real love and last us forever. Oh honey, your actions spoke louder than words. together. There was another whose style you preferred.
We promised a real love that lasts us forever.
Oh honey, your actions spoke louder than words. Oh honey, your actions spoke louder than words.
Nice ending. That was Mark Strusacker. And that sounds like a mixture of strudel, right? That's what you said. It sounds like a delicious...
He sounds like a yummy pastry Danish.
Yeah, the sacker part.
Warm.
Sacker, like saccharin, like sugar. So it makes you think of sugar and strudel and stuff like that. That's cool to have a name like that.
Kind of is.
Yeah. So I have a spelling word.
What? I spelled malleable for you already.
That was kind of a warm-up. Oh, God. And this is a tough one.
Okay.
But don't lose heart.
All right.
I think you can get it.
Pen out.
Yep. Okay. Go. Ready?
Yep.
Maneuver. See, it's hard.
No.
What do you mean no?
Manouver.
Sorry.
What?
And it does not follow the same rules as Hoover, like the vacuum.
That's how I spell maneuver. All right, spell it.
I'm going to go take a nap while you figure it out.
All right, MAN.
Nice day. Nice day for a spelling challenge.
So what? It has an OU?
The missing letter is E. Yeah, I know.
What? Where?
I
On the end?
I don't blame you. I felt
After man? No.
Yeah.
What?
M-A-N.
That's Maine. Maneuver?
E-U-V-E-R.
EU.
Isn't that crazy?
V-E-R. Oh, all right. Now that I'm writing it, it looks right.
Yeah. Thanks, spell check. Spell check did it for me, so it's not like I knew how to spell that. I didn't. When I saw it change magically, I thought, wow.
Well, I'm typing along. I feel like I don't spell things as wrong as I seem to in here. There's something about typing, though. You can tell if a word looks wrong when you're typing, and not because of spell check, because my old computer didn't even have spell check in any of my typing programs.
I had a word today that I thought looked wrong, but it was not wrong.
Really?
But it still looks wrong to me today. And the word is squash.
No. What?
Just write it down and see if you... I think today is just a day that word has gone off the rails. Look at it. Take a good look at it.
No, squash. That's how you spell it.
It looks all right to you?
Yep.
No, it just doesn't look right. I guess maybe because I had squash last night and it didn't quite taste right. I think it was... If you pick squash early, if it's not ripe...
yeah.
I think that's what it was. There's just this taste that it has sometimes, and you're expecting something delectable.
Everything about it is just spoiled for you now, including its spelling.
I hope it's just for 24 hours.
Yeah,
I'm just off squash for 24 hours. I'll get back to it.
What's that new fad where you make pasta out of squash? I'm sorry, but there's no way that can taste like pasta. They have this little thing that you shove your squash through, and it cranks out little squash noodles.
They didn't invent that. That was like spaghetti squash does that all on its own.
I know. I'm sure that's where they got the idea.
Spaghetti squash doesn't even have to try to do that.
No, I know. It doesn't need an apparatus that you see on TV.
No.
I wonder if the people who are buying this thing to turn squash into pasta even know about spaghetti squash. Spaghetti squash does not get a lot of play. At the end of the Tunbridge Fair every year, when I'm working in the colonial kitchen, we have a lot of squash left over because we have vegetables on display as well as cooking them authentically. And sometimes we didn't cook up all the squash because there's only so much squash you can handle in 4 days.
Okay.
And so we try to give away the rest of the squash to people who are employees there. And the spaghetti squash is always the last one to go. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants that spaghetti squash.
God.
And people always make jokes. They say, I'll take it home and use it for target practice. Everybody has a joke about the spaghetti squash that, they don't want it. And I always feel really bad for the spaghetti squash. And I don't want it either, but...
That's so not nice.
I know.
What are you going to do? People are people.
I feel like maybe whoever the media is that makes the new fad food should like just concentrate on spaghetti squash next. It's easy to grow around here, and you can feed a lot of people with it. So instead of being like, oh, avocados are the new superfood, pomegranates are the new superfood, blueberries have so many antioxidants. There's always guap, like whatever. There's always some new food of the year that gets a lot of play.
I know.
So when's it going to be spaghetti squash's turn?
I don't know.
Okay. Well.
God, I feel so downer now.
I'm sorry. I could talk about germs. That's on my list.
I would like to talk about voicemail and how I got rid of my voicemail.
Whoa, really?
To save money.
How do you...
And I guess there was sort of a side motivation, which was to discourage people from using. Calling? Yeah. Like if you have this extremely frustrating experience when you call me, that the phone just rings and rings and rings. That's unusual in today's world.
Yep.
And I thought, I got rid of voicemail, and then I found myself sitting on the couch listening to the phone ring.
That's terrible. Ring. I hate that sound.
And I started to feel pretty bad about it. So then I was conflicted. And I thought, well, should I get the voicemail back? But then I thought to myself,
you just get a regular answering machine?
Look at your phone. It has an answering machine in it.
Yeah.
Analog.
It's fine.
It's a real mechanical device.
Yeah, we have one too. You should use it.
I am now currently employing it.
Awesome.
But I just want to say to the people that tried to call me and got the ring, 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 I'm sorry.
Sorry, not sorry, or sorry? Like really sorry.
Sorry, not sorry, or sorry? Can you tell? I am sorry.
She is, you guys. There's like tears welling up in her eyes. She's so sorry.
I probably would do it again. Because, I don't know. I just like being mischievous sometimes. It felt
fun.
It felt like I was taking control of my life at last.
Yeah.
At long last.
I really hate the sound of the phone ringing. Oh my God, I hate it.
Yeah. I know. This is kind of the self-improvement. This goes back to self-improvement because this week, I answered the phone a few times.
Whoa. Not me.
You would have been so proud of me. I actually got up.
I would have thought you were crazy. I don't know.
It was a good thing, Emily.
Okay.
It was good. It was good. It was good for me. It was good for the people calling me. We had we had
just get shivers thinking about it.
No. This is about human interaction.
I just don't care for that kind.
Good. It is good to have a human interaction from time to time, especially if one spends much time alone working.
I know.
In seclusion.
Just the phone, when it rings, I sometimes I feel fear and I shy away from it.
Yeah.
And I try to get as far away from it as possible so I can legitimately say, I'm too far away. I can't get to the phone.
Yeah, but Emily, you don't want to...
Sometimes it's anger.
I'm telling you, you don't want to become like myself. You don't want to be like me.
You're pretty cool. I already am. I'm probably worse about the phone than you are, though.
You
answered it. There's almost nothing that would trick me into answering the phone.
No, you don't want to become weird and eccentric at this level.
I really hate the phone.
Okay, but I'm just giving you a warning.
Okay,
because I'm ahead of you. I think
I don't see a lot of like gloom and doom about your personality, so I can aspire to be that.
If you're super smart, like I am, if you have like a super IQ, you can hide your dysfunction way more successfully than people who
hide it pretty well.
Low IQ.
I think I hide my dysfunctions. No,
I mean, if your
if
your IQ is between like 135 and 170, I think you would be up to this. You would be up to this task.
Mine's in the mid 140s, I believe.
Okay.
But that was a long time ago.
I know, it's stupid.
I was like when I was a kid. Maybe I was a smart kid. I don't think I'm smart now. What? Do we have to go?
No, we don't have to go.
Oh, okay.
I did look back. No, I was just going to say that I'm lying about the IQ thing. Because I don't believe in IQ. I just believe that there's different types of intelligence, and you can, maybe you can measure certain kinds of cultural intelligence, but that doesn't tell you.
Are measuring your mainstream adaptation, kind of.
Levels. I have a pet peeve.
What? When
people smile at you, and there's just absolutely no warmth in it. It's devoid of warmth. Exactly. You did it. You did it. That's it.
I try not to use that smile. It happens sometimes.
Why do people do that? Somebody did it to me last week.
They're trying to convey fake I don't know.
It is. It's a fake smile. It's a
I don't
fake
know.
smile.
It doesn't involve your eyes or your soul. A real smile has to have more than just a mouth movement, I think.
Well, do you think that people know that they're fake smiling?
Mm-hmm.
Or are they just feeling something inside? They're feeling suddenly this happened.
No, because that's a thought out, premeditated lift of the lips. It's not a real
not
smile.
sure.
I think is spontaneous.
But I think some
not
people
premeditated.
make a habit of it and they don't really realize that they do it, but they're actually feeling disdain for you or they're feeling envy towards you, and they're just liking you, and then they fake smile. But I think it can be automatic, like subconscious.
I think the world of beauty would just be flipped on its end if people paid attention to how much of your inner beauty actually does come out. Like, the smirky fake smile is so not beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
so, like, not Strussacker.
No. I find myself occasionally doing that fakey, smirky smile. And I don't mean it to be fakey or smirky. It just means, like, I'm tired and I don't know you. Like, if I have to be in a public situation, which I do a lot, and I have, or entertaining or whatever that I do.
But that's
sometimes
different.
You have to. A new person comes in the room or whatever. You just do it. And
but that's a fake smile that has no malice. I'm talking about fake smiles that really want it, like are shooting daggers at you. They could be small daggers, they could be big daggers, but they're definitely daggers, and there's a smile with it.
Yeah.
And you can feel it.
See, I just changed the word totally to smirk at that point.
Smirk. I think sometimes we fake smile because we don't know what else to do.
I think the word smirk is created for fake smile that shoots malice. I'm pretty sure that's the definition.
Well, it can be even more subtle that I wouldn't even think you could identify it as a smirk.
Maybe.
It's more, it radiates darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah.
My little kid taught me how to use GarageBand, and I was super excited because I was like, oh, I could sing and no one can see me. We mostly just changed the voice so that we sounded like... the squeaky chipmunks. Yeah. So we did a lot of that stuff. But then I was like, oh, I'll just sing one straight because this is fun. And I love to sing, but I get really nervous if anyone's watching me or seeing me. So it was great to be able to sing without, but then I can't figure out I was going to send it to you, but then I can't figure out, I can't make GarageBand. It won't send. I can't figure out how to send it to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can show you.
I even sang a Christmas Carol for you.
That's neat. Well,
I couldn't give it to you. I'm sorry.
That whole phenomenon that you just described, where somebody's not watching you while you're singing, that's why I have a recording studio.
I know.
That's like a career path for me.
I know. And GarageBand was going to be my like little mini recording studio, but then it's just stuck. It's stuck inside my GarageBand, and I can't go anywhere. So that was sort of pointless, I guess. But it made me happy. But I don't really know how to. I don't know how to do anything. There wasn't any options. Like I couldn't make myself sound nice, and I couldn't trim anything. I don't really know how to work any of that.
GarageBand is so counterintuitive.
It just recorded you, which is fine because I'm a good singer, but I don't. But as soon as someone's listening to me, then I get really nervous. Tense, and then I sound not good.
Yeah.
So
you should definitely use GarageBand or use whatever you can to sing alone.
I sing in the shower.
I guess we do have to go.
We do have to go.
I don't feel like going.
Well, we're going to go get tea. We're going to go get cocoa or tea or something.
All right. And anybody who wants to come see us, we'll be over at the diner.
Let's take bets on which booth is going to be free.
Well, not the table where the thrift store
That is super popular. Oh, no, that's their table.
Why is the train coming again? I just heard
That's not a train.
Oh, okay.
It's big trucks. See the big diesel trucks going over there?
Oh, okay.
Without leaves and stuff now, we can really hear sounds from the main road over there.
I didn't realize the highway was...
That's not the highway, honey.
That's not the highway.
That's Route 14.
I'm disoriented. I need to just go back to the woods.
It's on the other side. We are sandwiched in between just streams of traffic.
I'm going back to the woods.
Okay.
Here's a song.
We'll see you guys next Friday here on 11th Hour Radio, which we forgot to introduce.
Oh, it's too
Kristina,
late.
Stykos, Emily Howe, Royalton Community Radio, WFERLP, blah, blah, blah. Thank you to our underwriters and sponsors, and we'll see you guys next Friday.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Okay. a gold mine deep in that heart of yours, and all of us who loved you share in the claim. Now you're flying high above a burning desert